Okay, welcome to Premiere Pro. So, this is Adobe Premiere Pro. I've just launched it from my desktop icon. So this is the user interface. You have the projects panel here, the timeline here, preview panel here, and you have the effects page. Currently there's nothing going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import my video footage into Premiere Pro. So the way to do that is File, Import. I'm going to navigate to my 11-second club footage that I did with the second years. Open that, and then when you bring in your footage, it automatically brings it down here on the bottom left corner, and you can use your cursor to just have a look at a quick preview here. It's really small. It gives you an idea of what your clip should look like. So in order to start editing, simply left click it, drag and drop it onto your timeline. Now you can see that it brings in 2 tracks. So the first track here is your video track, and the bottom here is your audio track. So what you can do is you can turn it off and on with the eye here, and you can also stop. You can mute it as well. So if I click mute, you can scroll across the timeline and it won't play the sound. I'll unmute it. Now you can hear it. And you can also deview it with the eye icon here. And you can hear the audio. So that's basically what, whenever you bring in a new piece of footage, this is what it will look like. Now it's very small, so the way to zoom in to your timeline track in Premiere Pro is, if you see this little toolbar here, this bar, I can just drag it and make my footage look longer. I can drag the time slider on the timeline and then see my amazing piece of animation on Premiere Pro. Now, you're probably thinking I want a title to my edit, so what I'm going to do is, using in the toolbar, I've already got the select tool selected. I'm going to click on my footage and then drag it, so I have a nice gap to begin with before my animation starts. Before I carry on the display preview display panel, you can see a preview of my animation here. You can adjust the settings to fit 10%, you can make it really small, you can zoom into 400%, 100%, so for the moment I'm just going to have it at 50%, actually I'm going to put it to fit. And you can also hit play, rewind, fast forward, frame by frame, toggle frame by frame if you want as well. So I'm going to create my title page, and the way I'm going to do that is very simple. I simply go to the type tool, click on the preview page, and I'm going to type in Premiere Pro Workshop. There we have it, that's the Premiere Pro Workshop. And because this is a graphic, I'm going to hit Essential Graphics, and that brings up the options, just like Photoshop, of my text here. Now I'm going to change this to be centered, and on the top left you can see here I can I can adjust the position of my title page, which is very similar to After Effects. Adjust the scale, make it bigger, smaller. I can rotate it if I want to. I'm not going to do that. I could also animate it just like After Effects by creating a keyframe. And it would animate it for me just like After Effects, but I don't want to do that because that looks quite naff. And as you can see, my title page overlaps my footage. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit more. So I don't want my title page to overlap, so what I can simply do with the cursor, drag it over, and as you get to the edge it brings up a red arrow key that allows you to select it and then bring it across, shorten it. So if I press play, I've got my title page, school bag in hand, and it starts the audio footage of my edit. So it's all looking quite good to start with. What I want to do now is I want to make a cut in my footage. So with the toolbar, I'm going to go to the razor tool here, select it. Where my blue arrow is, where I've scrolled on the timeline, I'm going to hit click on the footage, and that splits up your tracks. So now these are two separate tracks. And what I can do now is I can select this first track I've just split up from the rest, and I want to zoom in. So I can again go up here on the top left, position, scale it up, make it a bit more of a mid shot. Again, this is very similar to After Effects. Just with the left mouse button on these numbers, just tweak it. Again, it's going to be more of a mid shot, so I kind of cut her knees off so I can see more of this animation to begin with. And then because I've cut it, it goes back to as it was. And I'm going to split this footage in two here, again with the razor tool. Go back to the selection tool. With my camera already moves in Maya here, which is great. But I'm going to adjust it again with the position. So I'm going to start to key it. And I want it to move a bit more over. And also I'm going to key up the scale too. So that's gone a little bit skewed. There we go. So I can tweak my camera move using Premiere Pro without having to go back into Maya, or if you're doing a 2D software or stop motion animation, you could again edit your camera action, you could tweak it in Premiere Pro. And again, the last part of my animation, just going to zoom in a little bit more, make sure you select the track and it highlights it. Position and scale, I'm going to zoom in a bit more, focus in a bit more on my animation. And then I'm going to create my end page. So again, at the end of the track, get onto